Sometimes, when life catches up with you, when the stresses of the day have piled up and the weight of the world is pushing you down, you just need a little therapy. Therapy you can only get when you're behind the wheel, all alone inside your helmet, looking out through your goggles as the world flies by. It's throttle therapy, and it's here we find the inherent problem with today's side-by-side vehicles. The problem is built right into their name, side-by-side, two people sitting shoulder to shoulder. Throttle therapy is a very personal thing, and it just doesn't work when you have to share the ride with someone else. And this is where the RS1 bursts into the industry and saves the day. As AJ so cleverly labeled this type of vehicle, the RS1 is a side-by-self. It's just you and 110 horsepower. And that's what throttle therapy is all about. And to get it done right, Polaris designed the RS1 to be ultra capable and ultra fun in every possible way. A ProStar 999cc parallel twin that produces 110 horsepower. Double A-arms produce 21 inches of 2-inch Walker needle piggyback damped front end travel. A 3-link trailing arm rear end produces another 21 inches of 2.5-inch Walker needle piggyback damped travel, and there's 64 inches separating a massive set of 29-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires wrapped around 14-inch aluminum wheels. If you think this sounds serious, you're absolutely right. I will freely admit that before I rode the RS1, I was impressed by its specs but didn't really expect much from the vehicle as a whole. A smaller, slightly lighter RZR is what I was expecting. But boy was I wrong. After considerable time behind the wheel of the RS1 in a wide variety of conditions, I can now say, with confidence, this is the most fun I've ever had with a seatbelt on. Why? Well, for starters, this vehicle feels so much smaller than just a one-seat RZR. The narrow body makes the wheels feel like they're so much further apart than 64 inches, and this optical illusion alone gives you added confidence to push harder and faster in the corners. But the stability isn't an illusion. The more centralized mass of the smaller RS1 chassis setup keeps the whole vehicle flatter, even at eyelid-peeling speeds down the fastest, smoothest fire roads. I've never gone this fast on the top-secret Dirt Track's fire road test section, not even in vehicles with 60 more horsepower. This stability transfers directly over to the trail as well, but here another factor comes into play, and that's wheel visibility. Being able to see the front wheels means I can more precisely place the vehicle in tighter places with more confidence than ever before. And thanks to that 21 inches of travel, those awesome Walker piggybacks, and these incredible 29-inch Maxxis Bighorns, even the rockiest, rutted up, rooted out, gnarly trail can be blasted pretty much full throttle, and the driver barely feels a thing. Without question though, the area where the RS1 surprised me the most was in the rocks. Seriously, the RS1 is nearly unstoppable in even really big, gnarly rock gardens and on steep ledges. The combination of a narrow vehicle body, those wide A-arms, an unobstructed view of those massive tires, and a low center of gravity make climbing, descending, and crawling effortless. Okay, so enough of the gushing review, right? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and go over the things I don't like about the RS1. Fair warning though, there aren't many. First, rearward sightlines are pretty much non-existent. Seriously, it's next to impossible to see behind you. An easy solution to this would be to add Polaris's awesome ride command system with a backup camera. To me, this is a borderline necessity. Next, the shift lever. With all the thought that's gone into this cockpit, including that truly genius double brake pedal, why on earth didn't someone just add a slight bend in the shift lever so your fingers don't get pinched between it and the side plastic if you grip the shifter the wrong way? Next up is a big one, and oddly enough, it's also something we like most. The way the sides of the RS1 are shaped with this great big cutout, this is what gives you those awesome unobstructed views of your tires. And we love that. But it's also what allows almost offensive amounts of mud to fly directly at your face if you even slightly turn the wheels into sticky stuff. I'm sure there's a solution here, and it's desperately needed. That's it. That's all I've found not to like about the RS1. But before we end things here, I'd like to do a couple interesting comparisons that help put this vehicle in perspective just a little bit better. The RS1 has the same engine, same drivetrain, same suspension setup with the same shocks and the same travel numbers as the XP1000. It has a 7-inch shorter wheelbase and is lighter by 108 pounds. It also costs $3,700 less than the XP1000. That means you're paying $3,700 for an extra seat and some extra storage space. Now, if you're the kind of side-by-side rider who does take a passenger often and you need that extra seat, then there's no issue here. But if you're like a lot of side-by-side owners who rarely, if ever, have a passenger, and that extra seat is just wasted space, the RS1 is clearly the better buy. If it seems like I really like the RS1, I do. There's nothing to compare it to from other manufacturers, but if you just look at the fun factor and the wide range of impressive capabilities this vehicle has, it's serious competition for most of the two-seat side-by-sides out there. If I really had to put my finger on what makes the RS1 so special and unique, I'd have to say it's that it doesn't require any compromises. From track to trail to fire road to in the rocks, anywhere you're going to want to take your RS1, it can handle it without breaking a sweat. But more importantly, there's just something so peaceful and calming about tackling huge rocks or blasting fast trails inside your helmet, all alone with your thoughts and no one to distract you. That's what throttle therapy is all about, and there aren't many better places to get it than behind the wheel of an RS1. Thanks for watching this segment of Dirt Trax TV. For more great content, make sure you click the links or subscribe to our channel where we're always updating with new content every day throughout the week.